And what I want to say is a lot of what I'm going to present now supports very much the theory that you've developed here with some practical suggestions and some practical approaches. We're here, I think, today for two reasons. One, and I'll come to this in a minute, is the launch of this booklet, which Nick and I have helped, and Rani as well, have helped to draft. And as I say, I'll come to that in a moment. But I think also we are here for another reason, and that is contained in a line in Rania's piece, which basically says, and this is the English, society forces political parties to join alliances as societal debates and the general mood supports the idea of forming alliances and uniting civil forces. So what that's basically saying to me is that the reason that the alliances are being formed, at least one of the reasons the alliances are being formed, is it's because what the people want. That's the way they want to see the political system develop in Egypt. So it's not just something that's happening between the parties, but it's something that's coming from amongst the people themselves. So I think that's very important to remember that and puts this into context. The second thing which I want to use just very briefly to put into context is, and people who were at the last seminar will have heard me say this before, there are in essence three types of coalition. There is what I would call a party coalition. So the political party that I belong to and work for many, many years, still work for and still a member of, is in itself a coalition. There are people in the party who believe, for instance, in nuclear disarmament, and those who believe that Britain should retain its nuclear deterrent. There are those that think we should be members of the European Union. There are those that think we should withdraw from the European Union. Within the same party, quite substantial issues. But what unites the party, and it's the same for all political parties, whether they're in Britain or whether they're anywhere else in Europe, indeed anywhere else in the world, is that there is a common goal there which all of the parties support. So if you look at the British Labour Party as an example, it's that common goal of social justice, of believing that the state has a key role to play in terms of the economy, in terms of providing public services, and so on and so forth. So it's those bigger goals that unite us and maintain that coalition as a political party. The second type of coalition is the one that we're going to concentrate on today, which is basically a pre-election coalition. A coalition formed between political parties who again have hopefully some common objectives, some common goals, who are seeking to enter into Parliament. But then what happens when they get into Parliament is sometimes a little bit doubtful, and again, we'll come back to that in a minute. And then there's a third type of coalition, which is a post-election coalition, where political parties who have competed in the election as individual parties then come together to form a coalition in order to govern. And that's what happened, and Nick, I'm sure, will tell us more about it later on. That's what happened in Britain at the last general election, where no political party won a majority, and therefore it was inevitable that two political parties, or at least two political parties, would come together and form a coalition. So there are a number of different types of coalition. But the one I want to concentrate on, because this is, I think, where Egypt is in terms of its own political development at the moment, is about these pre-election coalitions.